Hi everyone, so this is Jamie Hendricks again, and we're going to go through the rest of your packet. So we went through part one, we're going to look at part two. So part two of your intro packet is something that I actually found. I believe this is from Broward County, but it applies to the whole state of Florida. This is your Florida Bright Future Scholarship Program. This is basically everything that you need to do in order to get your Bright Future. So they lay it out for you really nice. This is actually from a couple years ago, but your requirements are the same. So again, it doesn't matter because your requirements are the same. Everything's right here. This really walks you through exactly what you need to do in order to be eligible for your Bright Futures. So take a read through, make sure that you have the right courses in the right categories, all that kind of jazz. Again, the first column here is for your 100% tuition. Your second column is for your 75% tuition. And your third column is that Florida Gold Skill Vocational Scholars Award. So again, they have the years of 2019 to 2020 and 2020 to 2021, but your requirements have not changed, so this is still active and accurate. Okay, so again, that's part two. Make sure you take a look at that if you're looking for that Bright Future Scholarship. Part three of your packet, this is something a lot of people don't know. So your Bright Futures Award, yes, it applies to all public schools in the state of Florida, but you can also use it for any private school in the state of Florida. It just doesn't cover the whole tuition, okay? So private schools usually are a lot more expensive than public schools. So what they do is they put a cap on the amount you can receive per credit hour. And that's what this chart shows. So this is on your Bright Futures Handbook, which is available online. And this is actually the table that shows you what you get if you go to a private school in the state of Florida if you receive your Bright Future Scholarship. Now, a lot of times the private schools won't automatically give you this money. So you have to ask for it. You have to say, hey, I'm Bright Futures eligible. Can you go to the state and request that money for me? And then the school will actually make it part of your financial aid package. So talk to your financial aid counselor if you're going to a private school within the state of Florida. And if you get that top tier scholarship, that's your first set of tables here. So if you go to a four-year institution, you're going to get $211 per credit hour, okay? If you go to two-year, you're going to look at $105 per credit hour, and then vocational again is $86. That's for semester-based tuition, which most schools are on semesters. And then if you get the second tier down to 75% tuition, you're looking at a four-year school, you're looking at $158 per credit hour is what you would get credit for. Okay, so again, that's for private school in the state of Florida. Again, you still have to be in the state of Florida. There are actually a couple schools, I believe, in Georgia that do give reciprocity in terms of in-state tuition, but again, double check on that with the school. There aren't very many that do that. Okay, part four we've already talked about in your packet. This was whether your brain likes the SAT or the ACT. We covered that in the first video. Part five of your intro packet. This is a really handy document. This is from Compass Prep 360. This is going to list out a whole bunch of schools throughout the country and what kids that are going to that school actually got on their SAT or ACT. So this is really going to help you. Let's make this a little bigger. In terms of figuring out what you really need to get into a school. So the trend that we're seeing as tutors, especially with schools like UF in Gainesville, is that kids are making the cutoff score. So they're making the SAT or ACT cutoff score for the school. And then they're still getting letters that saying, oh, sorry, you didn't get in. Why is that happening? Well, that's happening because we're just having this huge influx of kids that are going to college rather than going out into the job market. So that means that the school can go, yeah, you made our cutoff score, but you know what? You weren't in the top tier of the kids going to the school. So we don't have to take you. We're going to take these other kids that scored even higher than you. So let's just say, for example, that you did want to go to UF. So let's look at what the middle 50% of the kids who are going to the school actually got. So we're going to look up University of Florida. So it's in alphabetical order. So it's under U for university. Don't ask me why. Like whoever put this together, I don't know why they were thinking this. But so we're going to go under U for university instead of F for Florida. So University of, too far, Kansas. University of Florida right here. Okay, so University of Florida, right here, this guy. So if you're looking to get into the University of Florida, UF in Gainesville, okay? So we're looking at this one. If you're looking at the middle 50% of the kids that go there, that means the middle 50% of kids got between a 1320 and a 1450 on their SAT and between a 28 and a 33 on their ACT. So in order to guarantee that you're going to get into that school, you need to be between those two numbers, ideally closer to the higher one. Okay, so you're looking at a pretty high score just to get in the door at UF. We're not even talking about scholarship money. We're talking about just get in the door. Okay, so that gives you an idea of like what you actually need to really guarantee that you're going to get it. That's a much better measurement than really looking at their cutoff scores. And so there's a lot of schools in here. You can look up Florida State, you can look up University of Central Florida. There's tons of schools in here. Again, excellent way for you to really gauge what these schools are really looking for. Okay. Part 6, if your school that you're looking for is not in Part 5, it's not in this document. Part 6 simply tells you how to go about finding it. And ignore the fact it says homework day 1. I'm not assigning this as homework. But the Part 6 will tell you how to actually, what to enter into Google in order to be able to find out what that school, what the middle 50% of the kids who are going to that school are actually getting. So this just gives you instructions on that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Part 7 and Part 8, these are worksheets. If you want to get really organized about this, you can actually put in the school name, what the 25th percentile is, what the 75th percentile is, and actually list out the different schools you want to go to and give yourself a really good idea of what you need on your ACT. And then Part 8 is the same worksheet for your SAT. Ignore the fact it says 2,400. It should be 1,600. I didn't make the worksheet. I stole it. Okay. So I had people that actually asked me for these kind of worksheets like this so that they could get organized. So I'm providing them to you so that you have them if you want them. Parts 9 and 10 are just, again, for your information. These are your current ACT fees and services listed all in one place. This is current as of yesterday, the 5th. And then Part 10 is current SAT fees and services all in one place, just so that you have them all together there. All right, guys, that was all 10 parts of your packet. Of course, as usual, as norm, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out by email, text, phone, whatever. You all have that contact information. And I will see you very soon. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.